Hi guys, it's been nearly 18 months since the Logitech G Pro racing wheel and Pro pedals were released, and it's been pretty popular as an upgrade from the budget Logitech wheels. But since its release, there's been a number of newer wheels coming onto the market at really competitive prices. So is the Logitech Pro wheel and Pro pedals still worth getting? I'll take you through the design of the Pro racing wheel and the Pro pedals, testing the racing experience, highlighting any pros and cons. I'll also compare it with some of the alternative brands out there close to the price range, giving you my final thoughts on if it's worth getting or not. But before I begin, if you're new to the channel, hope you can support me by subscribing and hitting the bell icon to get notified of my next release. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. There's two variations of the Logitech G Pro racing wheel, with there being an Xbox and a PlayStation version, but both are compatible with a PC. Taking a closer look at the wheelbase, it's pretty heavy, weighing 7 kilograms and capable of providing 11 Newton meters of torque, and it has a maximum rotation of 1080 degrees. It's a direct drive wheelbase, meaning it contains a motor to provide feedback directly to the user. The outer shell is made entirely of strong plastic, and Logitech have gone for a non-traditional design over the majority of direct drive wheelbases out there, which have a boxy or rectangular design with an aluminium metal outer shell. At the front of the wheelbase, you have the connection point for the wheel, which has a quick release mechanism. On top of the base, you have some LEDs for the rev counter and a small display with a button next to it to allow you to view the menu and to make changes directly to the wheelbase without using the Logitech G Hub software. And below that, you have an on-off button. On the sides, you have the Logitech G logo. There's also Pro written on the top and just below the mounting point for the wheel. At the back, you have the air vents, and above that, you have Trueforce, which works with the dynamics of the car to give a more realistic racing experience. Below that, you have a micro USB port, and the other end connects to your PC or gaming console. Next to that, you have 3 USB ports, and this is where you'd plug in your pedals, and finally a DC input. Onto the Pro racing wheels, which are both identical in design and have a shallow D-shaped design with a 300mm diameter that's made of metal with a brushed effect. They're finished in perforated leather all the way round, which is soft to touch and feels comfortable in your hands, with a metal center marker on the top. You have a number of controls directly on the wheel, which are ergonomically placed so everything is in close reach when driving. The Xbox and PlayStation buttons have been split up on the left and right. You get a joystick for navigation instead of a D-pad, and the PS and Xbox buttons are located at the bottom. Lower down, you have 2 turn knobs together with some other buttons. All the buttons, turn knobs and joysticks have a really good feel to them. Coming around the back, you've got a quick release mechanism allowing you to quickly swap wheels in and out in seconds, and the only additional wheel available is the Pro Racing GT rim, which is only compatible with a PC. You have your paddle shifters and dual clutch paddles. The top half of the shifters are magnetic, providing quick and precise shifting, while the bottom half are spring-loaded, which allows you to control the clutch with a nice feel when you press down, with a comfortable distance away from the wheel. The Pro pedals work on both the G Pro racing wheels, and you can use it on a PC with any other brand of wheel. The pedals and the main plate holding the pedals is made of strong plastic, with the G logo at the top and Pro below the pedals. There's 3 pedals, so accelerator, brake and clutch, constructed of metal with a solid build quality. Each of the pedal plates can be easily adjusted in terms of positioning on the holding plate, with the adjusters for this being underneath. I like how there's a measure on both the top and bottom, allowing you to accurately line up the pedals when adjusting, or even removing it if you just wanted an accelerator and brake pedals. So lots of adjustability. You could even remove all the pedals and mount them inverted on a sim cockpit. Both the accelerator and clutch are spring loaded, and the brake has a 100 kilogram load cell sensor to give a more realistic braking experience. The packaging comes with a couple of replacement springs for the accelerator and clutch, together with a selection of rubber dampeners, all providing various degrees of tension. And the nice thing here is that you can easily adjust them without any tools. Just pull up at the lower part and the spring can easily be swapped, and on the brake you'd pull out and twist off the blue cap, and under there you'll find the dampeners. Underneath you've got some rubber pads and screw holes for attaching on the sim cockpit. There's also a micro USB connection point where the other end is connected to the wheelbase or directly into your PC if you wanted to use it with a different wheelbase. With the pedals, they've also gone for a non-traditional design over the majority of Pro pedals, which are generally made entirely of steel, but nevertheless it has a pretty solid build build quality to it. Onto racing with the Pro racing wheel, and seriously, the experience is so impressive. with it being really smooth, refined, giving a lot of details from bumps, curbs and the track itself. You can feel the force feedback accurately from the track as you're going around corners, with it feeling very realistic. Torque levels feel very strong compared to the budget Logitech range of wheels. The wheelbase is very quiet with Trueforce switched off, even after playing for a few hours, but turning it on you can hear some noises coming from the wheel, which is normal. Now with Trueforce, it's something that's been available on the Logitech G923, but it was very subtle, and in comparison this is completely different on the Pro Wheel, where you experience the in-game physics, road conditions and motor vibrations. This adds an extra level of immersion where you can feel the vibrations coming through to your sim frame, and seriously, this feels so good. In comparison, this is one of the major differences between the Pro Wheel and other direct drive racing wheels out there. When you've spent some time racing with Trueforce on and then flip over to a direct drive wheel without Trueforce, it actually feels very strange, with it feeling empty in a way. So seriously, it's a game changer. The intensity of Trueforce is controllable via the wheelbase or the Logitech G Hub software, but worth noting it's only supported on certain games and platforms, and you can get details on this from Logitech's website. Moving on to the wheel, and it feels incredible, with a comfortable feel when driving, and the controls on the wheel are all at easy reach. The paddle shifters have an excellent feel to them, and I really like the clicky sound coming from them when shifting, giving quite a satisfying feel when shifting up or down through the gears. The pedals feel good and precise underfoot with no flex on them. The clutch feels good when using it, and the brake pedal with the 100 kilogram load cell sensor works really well and feels more precise than the previous range of pedals from Logitech, feeling solid and rigid, giving a realistic braking experience. The accelerator feels smooth and retracts back really well when transitioning to the brake pedal. Overall, the racing experience feels awesome. In terms of Logitech's racing ecosystem from the Pro Wheel and Pro pedals, it's been pretty disappointing, with no additional wheels or other peripherals like a shifter or handbrake, but they have added the Logitech G Racing adapter, which allows you to use the driving force shifter with the Pro wheelbase and mix and match the Pro pedals with other Logitech G wheels. So in this instance, the G29, G920 or the G923. Now I do own the Xbox and PlayStation versions of the Pro Wheel, and it's worth mentioning you can take the Xbox wheel and connect it to the PlayStation wheelbase to get Xbox support, as the compatibility actually comes from a security chip inside the steering wheel. But you can't take the PlayStation wheel and connect it to an Xbox wheelbase, as the PlayStation won't recognize the wheelbase or the wheel, as the compatibility works slightly differently because the security chip comes in the wheelbase. So in future, if they ever introduce additional wheels, it's probably best to get the PlayStation version and buy the Xbox wheels separately to get full coverage on a PC, PlayStation and Xbox. Now in terms of alternatives, after the Pro Wheel came out, the competition at this torque level has increased from other brands bringing out direct drive wheels at similar force feedback levels, like the Moza R12, the new Phonetic Clubsport DD, which gives 12 Newton meters of torque, and the Thrustmaster T818, which gives 10 Newton meters of torque. As all these wheels are direct drive wheelbases, they provide feedback in the same way, as it's essentially a motor on which you can mount your steering wheel, which gives strong and incredibly smooth and detailed force feedback. Now the main difference between all these wheels is a Trueforce, which you can get on the Pro wheelbase, and this is where the Logitech Pro Wheel stands out from the crowd, providing an additional level of immersion. But as I've already said, it's only supported on a small number of games. With the Pro Wheel, you do have the ability of tweaking some settings, but I'd say it's more of a plug and play wheel, whereas Moza and Phonetic have more of a granular customization available, giving you the ability to tweak lots of settings. With Logitech's Pro wheels, you can get PC support together with choosing between either the Xbox or PlayStation, but with the competition, the wheels all work on a PC, but Phonetic's offering is the only one that works with an Xbox, with that support provided by the wheel you choose. But unfortunately, there's no PlayStation support. If you wanted that, you'd have to go for the Phonetic Clubsport DD Plus, which costs an additional €200, but with that, you get even more torque at 15 Newton meters. So with that wheelbase, there are wheels which are compatible with a PC, Xbox and PlayStation, so all-round coverage. Taking a closer look at all the different pedals, the Moza CRP pedals and Thrustmaster TLCM pedals have a 100 kg load cell just like the Pro Racing pedals, and the Phonetic Clubsport V3 provides a 90 kg load cell kit, with there being vibration motors in the throttle pedal to indicate rear wheel spin and oversteer, and another one in the brake pedal to simulate ABS and indicate locking tires. The Phonetic and Pro Racing pedals are similar in price, and the Moza CRP pedals are much more expensive, coming in at just under £460. But Thrustmaster's TLCM pedals are the cheapest at just under £200, and worth mentioning, they can all be used on a PC, enabling you to mix and match. So in theory, you can get the Logitech G Pro Wheel and use it with any brand of pedals. Personally, if I had to choose between all the pedals, I'd go for the Phonetic Clubsport V3, as I've always found them to give the best racing experience compared to the competition. Price wise, it's quite interesting when you compare it to all three brands. Here in the UK, the Logitech G Pro Wheel and the Pro pedals come together at just under £1,350, and this is the same price for both the Xbox and PS version, but you do get a PC only version with the Pro Racing pedals, which comes to just under £1,288. But with the Moza R12 bundle and the CRP pedals, this comes to just under £1,280, and with the Phonetic Clubsport DD, you're looking at a price range between just under €1,420 to just under €1,750, depending upon the wheel rim you choose. And for the Thrustmaster T818, price-wise, it comes in at between £1,020 going up to £1,320, depending upon the configuration you go for. But with Phonetic, Moza and Thrustmaster offering a wider ecosystem, together with providing different wheels and accessories like shifters and handbrakes, you have a lot of options available to you. So in summary, is the Logitech G Pro Racing Wheel worth it? I'd say it all comes down to the experience you're after. With the Logitech G Pro Wheel and Pro pedals, you've got a non-existent ecosystem if you're racing on a console, but on a PC you could use a shifter and handbrake from a different brand, but there's no additional wheel rims. I'd say the G Pro Wheel is more of a plug and play wheel, perfect for someone who doesn't want to tweak a lot of the finer details, and with the added benefit of Trueforce giving you that extra level of immersion, which is available on a small selection of games. But nevertheless, I'd say the wheel and pedals are definitely worth it. So there you have it. You've come to the end of another video, and I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details of all the items I've mentioned in today's video are in the description below, including purchasing links. Plus I've included my discount code for the Logitech G website, which will give you a further discount on the Pro Wheel and Pro pedals and on any other Logitech G products, so don't forget to check that out. If you have any questions on this, let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you think the Logitech G Pro Wheel and Pro pedals are still worth it. For those of you who got to the end of this video, please leave a comment with G Pro, as it's awesome to see who's got to the end of my video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You can follow me on my socials. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to be notified of my next release. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.